shit's pretty fucking wild. Did you read the letter Trump sent to the Prime Minister of Denmark?
By letter, you mean the text message, right?
Huh?
By letter, you mean the fucking text message, right? Apparently,
it was an actual letter.
Was it the one saying that he doesn't care about peace now, or is it? Am I thinking of it, or is there a different horrible thing?
All of the screenshots that I've seen are like an actual letter, at least from like everything I've seen from Midas Touch. And I think that.
Oh, hold on, wait. The text was to Norway. There was a different letter to Denmark. One sec.
Oh yeah, over the Nobel Peace Prize.
Dear Jonas, consider your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped. Okay, wait. I don't even know if I've seen this one. Hold on.
Yeah, it's fucking bad. Holy
Dear
shit.
Jonas, considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant, but can now think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. Denmark cannot protect the land from Russia or China. And why do they have a right of ownership anyway? There were no written documents. Okay, this was a letter. Okay, well, okay. Yeah.
So I think I was watching. Do you see that Michael Knowles versus Adam Mockler in the Lauren Pietracek?
No.
No. Did you see Michael Knowles talking to Kyle Kulinski?
No.
Okay, well,
I've been AFK the last 3 or 4 days, just fucking grinding away at my ARC writers.
Based. Hell yeah, based. Well, I think specifically Michael Knowles was debating like Kyle Kulinski on this, and he was basically in favor of like everything going on
that Trump is doing.
And,
no way.
Yeah, and so is the rest of the Republican base. Just the fact that we have so many people who seem to just be okay with like speed running us towards World War III is kind of fucking crazy to me. I think I fully agree with you now that Republicans need to be afraid of getting killed.
Whoa, in a video game, I don't believe that anybody should. I don't even mean that. Stop. I don't agree with that statement at all.
Stop. No, I agree. I agree that they should stop fetishizing.
People need to not do Civil War stuff. It's not good. Nobody should want to fight. No violence.
No one do that. No one do that.
Yeah. Okay.
I disavow that.
Thank you.
I mean,
that's what I understand.
I agree with your original messaging. Okay. I agree with your original message.
That was saying everybody needs to be less violent and not violent and no killing people. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Like you have to actually fear those consequences if you are cheering on like war. Why? How the fuck did we get here? I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that like, is it literally just because like none of these fuckers have like ever actually faced any?
I mean, it's been like, it's a slow march. It's just a slow march towards, it's been like this for 30 years. It's like asking like a 70-year-old person who has like multi-organ system failure, who's like been obese their entire life, has never exercised and smokes. Like, oh my God, like how are they dying? Like, it's not going to be one thing. It's just going to be a multitude of things that have been piling up for decades. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like just given how bad stuff went in Iraq, stuff went in Syria, I feel like even in recent years, we should be more primed against war.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the issue is that when you don't do like a fair analysis of a thing and you don't figure out what actually happened with a thing, it means that you can't prevent a bad thing that's resembling that thing from happening in the future. So like now it feels like half the people, or maybe I'm exaggerating or over-indexing on online discourse. I think I am. But like, it feels like a lot of the people that talk about Iraq speak about it as like some CIA deep state operation or like a Mossad-led plan that was part of our being led around by Israel to get rid of all these other, and just like all this retarded shit. And if that's your current takeaway from why the United States was involved in Iraq, well, for Venezuela, none of that can apply, so let's fucking go. It's just like retarded shit. But again, like I've said, all of this has been a slow and steady march in this direction. A very clear example could be if you look at the Republican approval in the Senate and I think in the House for Obama's strikes on Syria versus Trump's strikes on Syria, you can see that like Democrats, I think, are not very supportive in both cases. Republicans were not very supportive of Obama, but were massively supportive of Trump. Just the amount of like partisan dicksuckery that goes on in the Republican Party, and for how long all of those people have been allowed to just drag their knuckles on everything and to have the lowest genetic stock available to them, representing all of their media figures, giving the most retarded fucking takes, and getting zero fucking pushback like ever. Like every single time a Republican goes on any type of liberal media outlet, they're basically flinging their own shit at the liberals and then telling them that they smell bad. Like, it's just the most ridiculous media environment that we've had to live in for decades, and pretend that everything is like normal and strange. And part of it comes from the fact that the Democrats are the ones who keep having to govern the country while the Republicans are just making a mess of everything. Yeah, it's just, this has been like a slow rolling state of affairs that's been building for decades, and it's going to take a lot to unwind it.
What does that unwinding process look like post-Trump? Because Trump is absolutely on his last leg. I don't even know if he's going to make it to the end of term 2.
I mean, the amount of... there has to be a big accountability thing for so many people involved.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen. There has to be a big rewriting of the media.
I think at least on a...
I'm ready.
At least like on a cultural front, it has to be ostracized to a pretty...
Sure, it can't. Nothing is going to happen culturally. This has to be led by the government or by large organizations, because people culturally are too fucking retarded. Apparently, we've seen that. We've proven that. There has to be recognition of foreign influence in our social media apparatus. Elon Musk should have every single thing expropriated from him and then shipped off to Venezuela or CCOT. Just as an example, for anybody that comes from another country and tries to buy up so much American shit and fuck with our shit so much, for what he did to USAID, for what he did to X, his shit should all be stolen and he should be thrown in the fucking ocean, or a shallow ocean where he can swim and play video games. There's just so much. Like, people who are experts in things, who are well studied and know stuff, have to stop being so fucking afraid of coming off as partisan, because the right doesn't give a fuck. They will be the most partisan motherfuckers in the universe, and then everybody on the left who's involved in academia or anything is like, well, I don't want to be like politically biased, so everybody has something they can work on. Like, there's so much that needs to there's so many different things that have to be done to start winding stuff back. It's like a multi-front.
If we take the House and Senate in 26 or later this year, do you think that that should just be the spearheading goal, like, immediately?
Yeah, there has to be. It can't be like we try, and you know what? I'm really glad now. I am glad that it happened. We had Biden for 4 years, and unironically, like, that was the nice option. Like, Biden was like the most affable, worked together with everybody. Everybody had amazingly good things to say about him from the Republican Senate. There's a video of Lindsey Graham talking about him. Like, this guy led the most.
Ron DeSantis, saying, after the hurricanes
and stuff. Yeah, and Roy Moore and everybody else that he phone called. Yeah, there's just so much. Like, Biden tried his best to do everything he could, and they played that one stupid fucking cut clip of him of the red background over and over and over again.
Cropped background.
Yeah, with him saying that it was a threat to the country, that people don't believe in the fucking results of the goddamn election, which is should be the easiest thing in the universe to say. So,
which isn't even all that he said. It's only a minor party. That's about. It's like that was the nice guy. I guess at least we have like a strong, clear example to point to of like, we did the nice option.
Yeah,
fuck you. We're going base Newsom mode. All right, we're just gonna. Do you think Newsom's the guy for that?
I don't know. I think it's Jack Smith should be president, and then do unitary executive theory, and it should just be him and his family, and he should put his family members in every position. It should be Jack Smith, and his son Rob Smith can be the attorney general, and then there could be special prosecutor Donald Smith, and they can all just wreak havoc on these fucking losers. Half the people at Fox News need to be in prison for the rest of their lives. People need shit taken. Like, it's just so beyond fucked. Like, there needs to be something where people can look back and go, oh, this was really not okay. It can't be half measures. It can't be like, we understood that Fox News was complicit in pushing lies about the election. We understood why Donald Trump wanted to try to violently overthrow the government. And we understood why all these other people were willing to look the other way and look with them. Like, it can't be that. Because going forward in the future, nobody should think that they can sell their country out to a madman and walk away clean from it. As long as that's just crazy to me. That thought should never be allowed to exist in somebody's mind. There should always be like a huge risk there. You should have to think like, man, if I go along with this guy who's starting the largest crypto scam in the entire planet, who's selling huge DoD contracts to his fucking child, and who's illegally trying to disassemble different parts of the government with no desire to work with his Republican-led Congress, maybe that's going to turn out really bad for me. That should be a thought in somebody's mind,
Yeah, I think I had like a really weird sort of, not coming to Jesus, but I had a very weird epiphany when I was listening to Tim Pool give that interview to Donald Trump going into the 2024 election.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, this guy is sitting down with an ex-president, an ex-leader of this country who led an insurrection against us, and that guy is talking to like a Russian-funded, Russian asset.
Yeah.
And the other guy was arguably put into office because of Russian meddling in the prior campaign. Like that just hit me. Like, I hadn't thought about it up to that point because it's just all so fucking normalized now.
Yeah, everything is kind of crazy, but
just like the fact that Republicans can skirt away with every single fucking crazy thing they do, but people are still talking about like, I don't know, but Kamala Harris saying that at trans prisoners in 2019. It's just, yeah, I don't. It's so blackpilling.
Yeah, not good. It's definitely not good.
Not
I can
good.
say that for sure.
No, yeah. Fuck me, yeah. What do you think about, like, so we were kind of talking about like political or governmental front. What do you think about, like, on more of a cultural front? What do you think we can do better?
I don't know. I've given up on the culture. I don't know. There needs to be an understanding that the two things I pushed are, like, humans are not by default truth-seeking machines. If you put a human in front of a bunch of stuff, they're going to pick the things that feel good to them, is number one. And then number two is we have to redefine, or we need to have a better understanding of what speech is and what freedom of speech is. Freedom of speech is not a bunch of people screaming lies into the abyss and then having to try to walk through this and sort through what the fuck is true and what isn't true. That's a reduction in your freedom of speech. Like, I would argue that speech necessarily demands a listener, and if nobody can hear, what is true or hear anything from different perspectives because they're so screamed out by social media algorithms or foreign actors or a corrupt administration or whatever else, you've destroyed your freedom of speech. It's not good. But so those two things are
do you think it's about fixing the systems that be currently, or is it about putting people that we would consider good into those systems, like maybe flooding algorithms with more Adam Mockler feed or more Ezra Klein feed or more,
I don't know. There needs to be, like, a new legal entity created called, like, the public or something, and it needs standing to start, like, suing people or criminally prosecuting people that are committing offenses against it over and over and over again. Like, people like Tim Pool shouldn't be allowed to lie with impunity over and over and over again. One of the greatest threats, I think, to freedom of speech is the permissiveness of liars to exist in that system. It destroys everything. You just would never be able to navigate any topic if some number of the speakers could just be fucking lying. Now, different points of view, I think, are important.
Well, arguably, that's a broader issue with, like, just democratic society as a whole, right? If like a demagogue like Donald Trump can get into office based on business.
Yeah, sure, but right now, very specifically, maybe this has been a problem through all of history, but, like, there are just people that just lie. They just blatantly and knowingly lie, and there should be some accountability for that, if not, constant corrections that you have to dedicate some percentage of your show to issuing so that everybody can sit there and laugh at you for being wrong about things over and over again, then some kind of criminal thing that either restricts you from being allowed to do media or has some civil or criminal penalties attached to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I feel like we tried to kind of do some of that, like, with I'm trying to remember, it was like an old rule that the FCC had.
I don't even know how effective that was, but I know what you're talking about.
In like the
whatever.
70s. Yeah, they're, like, both sides airing whatever
the
thing.
fuck
I
that
don't
was.
entirely remember. But, like, we have allowed for a lot of wiggle room for these different companies to just be able to, like, host and platform as many fucking lies as possible, and there's just no drawback for it.